As long as you can make a sensible choice about what work you're going to do. Right, I'd like you please to move back to your desk and continue.
Hi, I'm Helen and I'm here at St Peter and Paul's in Lower Hutt, and with me is Alan Grant, who is a teacher here at Peter and Paul's of Year 5 and 6. Alan, you went to World Youth Day. How did World Youth Day affect or have an impact on you?
I went to World Youth Day in 2000 in Rome. It had an enormous impact on me. It changed my view, I guess, of being Catholic, where I had typically thought of myself as a Catholic, part of a Catholic family within St Peter and Paul's Parish in Lower Hutt. It kind of broadened my worldview, I guess, to making me mindful of the fact that as a Catholic in a Catholic family, as part of a Catholic parish in Lower Hutt, I was part of a worldwide group and family of Catholic people as well. So it just kind of opened my eyes, I guess, to the enormity of the Catholic Church and the diversity of the people that make up that family of the Catholic Church.
Having grown up in a Catholic family, what sort of differences do you see between your growing up as a young Catholic lad and the children growing up today?
I guess one of the biggest differences I see is attendance at Mass and the way that I was encouraged to take part in what our parish was doing, I guess parish life. I think that's changed enormously because the children that I teach, I think largely don't engage with parish communities as much as what I have done as a young sort of person growing up. Initially, of course, I was dragged along to Mass because that's what we had to do, and I think there's a lot less of that attitude amongst parents now. I guess because they were dragged along, they don't want that same pressure on their children, so they don't drag them along. But what's perhaps missing then is that connection that comes from being forced to a particular place at a particular time to the same sort of people, and over time, of course, that then becomes more about what you want to do, or I found for myself anyway, more about what I wanted to do than what I had to do. It became my own choice. I don't think that that's happening now because young people aren't being forced at first, and so therefore are missing out on that opportunity to then choose for themselves to become an active member of a parish. I think the other difference that I see quite obviously is that young people now, I think, are being encouraged much more to think about what's going on in the church and to think about what choices they make as young people. I know for myself, as a young teenager, I didn't do any thinking about what the church talked about or what the church did or what going to Mass meant. But I know now the way that I teach RE, for example, with my 9 and 10-year-old students, my Year 5 and 6s, we often ask the questions about the bigger ideas where I would never have had that opportunity at this age.
So having said that, has the experience of being with the young people today, and particularly these young students, has it actually changed your faith?
Yeah, absolutely it has. I guess a lot's contributed to my changing faith, but one of those things has been this desire to explore and understand and unpack all of what the church is on about, because you can't help, or I find that I can't help but get sucked into that questioning and that exploring that the kids are doing themselves. So as they take on these questions and they pose these questions, I find I'm posing more questions as well, and often answering questions by asking more questions too. Yeah.
And perhaps maybe a big question for you here now is, you could have chosen any school, perhaps Hutt Intermediate or any other school around the valley. What made you choose to be at St Peter and Paul's, and particularly to be in a Catholic primary school?
It was a very deliberate choice, I guess I should say, in the first place. I did choose to teach in this Catholic school, or to apply to teach in this Catholic school. This is my third school that I've taught at, and all three schools have been Catholic schools, and they've been my choice to do that. This is where I feel I can contribute to the life of the church most at my stage in my faith journey now. I don't feel terribly connected in any parish life, but in school life I feel like I'm contributing to the mission of the church. As a young Catholic, I think I can be a positive role model of what it means to be Catholic and to live by Catholic values, and more than that, I can actually teach those values as well within our normal sort of daily program, to let those Catholic values, those gospel values permeate all of the work that we do and all of the behaviours that we show. I think for me too, having been a student at St Peter and Paul's School, there's a special connection there as well. I came here as a 9-year-old and had 2 years at this school, so coming back to where I grew up has been really good too.
Anything else you'd just like to throw into the mix as a young Catholic?
Sure. I guess it's always good to finish with a challenge, and there's certainly plenty of challenge. I guess the biggest challenge that I'd like to pose to those involved in Catholic schools in particular is we need to work out where the church can find young people and connect with young people. Traditionally, I think we've been quite lucky that people have come to the church and the church has therefore had that opportunity to connect. Now I think it's more a case of the church needing to find these young people and find ways to connect with them. I think young people have that desire still. I don't think that's changed, and obviously what the Catholic Church is and has to offer is as rich now and as needed now as it has ever been, but I think there's less opportunity for connection now, and the church I think has to take the initiative and make those connections. We need to take the church and take it to young people, encourage young people and give young people opportunities to engage with the church.